Tom, we get to see persistent threat again at Gloucester Park on Tuesday night in a heat of the pearl, drawn barrier 5, obviously hard to beat.
Yeah, me and John have been very happy with this bloke for a long time, and we've been pretty easy on him. We gave him a freshen up after the champagne, and he's come back quite nicely. So obviously when you got the heats, they're a little bit easier than it will be in the final. So it's good to miss that one of Kim's, and it doesn't look like an overly strong field compared to what he's been running in his last 2 starts. So fingers crossed. You'd like to think he'd definitely make the final and then be competitive in the final as well.
He's building up a very good record. He took out the Sales Classic in hollow fashion. Then I suppose the one thing that probably was against him was the weak backup going into the Champagne.
Yeah, I completely agree with that, Wes. In saying they did have every chance, and Kim's horse and also Jesse Moore's horse definitely beat him on their merits. But there was a few question marks on him in that race. It was the first time he's backed up a week later. It was the first time over 2100, and it was also the first time that he had he'd really been used out the gate and had to run solid times up front. So, we think maybe he didn't quite back up, but even if he was spot on, I still think it was a good effort. But I also think he's a much better horse with a sit too.
We've got a good group of 2-year-olds going around at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think the fillies is probably a bit stronger than the Colts and Geldings at the moment. I think watching all the diamond heats, there was 4 strong winners, and then even some that ran second and third will also look like they're a good chance in the final as well. But definitely the Colts and Geldings look strong as well, and coming up towards the slipper, it's going to be very interesting, yeah.
Justin Prentice is utilising your claim aboard Lively Shard. Both runs here in WA have been good.
Yeah, he's obviously the first 2 runs were both from a stand. He's back to a mobile now. Justin said he's got quite good gate speed, so we'll discuss that with Justin, whether we use that on Tuesday night or whether we just go back and drive him quietly. But it's obviously a pretty good field, and obviously the thing drawn one at Bondies will obviously be hard to beat if I was the front. So like I said, we'll discuss with Justin exactly what we do, but his first 2 starts, he's definitely showed that he's got ability, so he shouldn't be too far from him.
Stephanie Smith has done a very good job with Big Town Drive in race number 5. You'll be in the gig. Barrier 1, ideal.
Yeah, definitely ideal. We're not quite sure of his gate speed. We've never really used it. Obviously, last run wasn't quite up to what he was running. He obviously won 4 or 5 in a row, and then that run where he ran 7th at Narrabeen, we're a little bit disappointed, and Stephanie's freshened him up since then, so hopefully he comes back like he was previously. If he can hold the front, he'd be extremely hard to beat, you'd imagine, but again, query with the gate speed.
And in race number 6, Live Long and Prosper, it's an ideal draw, inside of the back row. This is a good field. John of Arc obviously will be a short-priced favourite, but Live Long and Prosper just gets that soft run, which is so desirable. Yeah,
definitely. I thought his last run was actually quite good at Northern because he had to do a little bit of work early. He was forced to face the breeze for the first lap before he got some cover 1-1 and then still batted on nicely. Like you said, John of Arc, a very, very nice horse and will be extremely hard to beat. But with a soft run, you'd imagine if he can sit either behind the leader or through the pegs, you'd imagine he will sprint really well and hopefully be in the finish.
Got to be happy with your form at the moment?
Yeah, definitely. I'm really happy with the way I'm driving. I'm getting a few more opportunities lately, which is always very, very helpful, and hopefully I can keep producing the results.